So one of the things that I'm going to address in our practice today is some grounding techniques. I do a lot of this, where we just kind of lift and release the heels. And the reason for that is it's a good way, if you can find a space to do it, if you get into a habitual worry pattern that may be just getting you to more and more anxiety. So this process of grounding yourself by physically, bouncing, or you could shake, is just one of many ways that you can start to push your thinking out of that groove that it's been in and get it more into your body. So more head to body. So we'll do more of those and some of those in our practices today. Somatic practices is what they're called. All right. So let's get started by just doing a little bit of shaking, a little bit of somatic. And then we'll set the feet a little wider and then move the arms as you move the body, just left and right. Let the arms go with you, side to side. And yeah, match your breathing to it. If you're going slowly, just breathe. All right, and then the next time you come over here, we're going to take this other arm and bring it either behind you or on your hip. So you go here and look there to the right, and then you switch. You bring out the left hand, look left, and the right goes behind you. So switch, and then switch. And go one more there, start to move the neck, get some neck movement in here and there. And then just bring everything down, walk your feet back in. We'll take the fingertips to the shoulders, lift, and then exhale, let the shoulders drop down. So do that again. So lift up and you can feel it on your fingertips, and then exhale, let go. Go 1, 2, 3. Up. And 3 is kind of a magic number for the brain. So 3 times, and that's a lot. That's the reason we do a lot of things 3 times. So bring your hands out and then connect. Go out, press, and then in. We'll do that again, just out, press. Keep the spine long and in. So you're not rounding at all. Just out, press, and then back in. And then we'll take the hands and unfold them and move the fingers. So you just back and forth, in and out. And now fold your fingers all the way in. So all the way in, and then let go one at a time with your thumb, and second, third, and then my 4th and 5th kind of come out all together. And then bring them back in the opposite way, back in. So out, one at a time if you can, and then back in. Feel the squeeze when you come back in. Go one more, out, and then back in. Now leave your fingers back out again and curve them just a little bit. Now move the wrists. So just come around a couple times. And the other way. Now close the fingers all the way in, fist, and then move. So each time you change the position of your fingers, you're changing the stretch in your wrist. And then other way. And then just let the hands come out. Now shake the hands. Just a little bit of shaking. And take your 2 fingers here, come down each finger. And when you get to the end, like pull, like you really can feel it. Each one. And then we'll stay on this hand, take your thumb and put it right in the center and do ever widening circles. So press, press, and press. Then come over to this hand, the left hand, each one, come down, really let go at the end. And then out. And now thumb presses center and just ever widening circles, come out. All right. And then just let the hands rest. Rest on tops of your legs. We're going to separate the feet again, just a little wider than normal. Go ahead and lean to the right and let that right ear drop, sorry. Look up out of the corner of your left eye. Come over to the other side, lean left, and then look up to the right. Over, lean, look up, over, lean, look up. Now go back over to the right side and lift this left arm. And then switch, this hand goes here, look up. Back over, now look underneath your elbows, so really up. Come over, look underneath your elbow. Switch, under, and go one more, switch, and under. And then hands return to the legs, walk your feet in. That's a lot of moving up of the head left and right. I want you to let your chin drop. Just soften, soften, and move your head to the left and right, just side to side. Now, bring the head back up again, look straight ahead, smile. Take this left arm behind you. Gonna turn to the right with your gaze, look down. And now look out of the corner of the left eye. So bring that chin up to the left. And then look back down, tuck that chin in front of that right shoulder. Then look up to the left, out of the corner of that eye. Then chin goes back down and then back up to the corner of the room. And then release. Bring that hand out and in front of you, put your hand on the top of the arm and slide all the way down that arm. Press. And then just shake it out, just left and right. Feel that shoulder move with as you move your arm. Let's rest this hand, bring it down, take your right hand out and either behind you or on your hip. And we'll look away from that arm, look to the left, look down, tuck that chin right on top of that left shoulder. And then you're going to bring the chin up to the right corner of the room. And then back down, look at the floor. And back up, back down, and go one more, back up. And then just return to bring that arm in front, look straight ahead, smile or fake it till you make it, go across that arm, hug it, and come all the way down, press, 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 press. And then just let your arm go swinging, swinging back and forth. And then just rest, rest your arms. We're going to lean back and now put your hands behind your head. And we're going to just dip the chin, let the chin come up a little bit. A nice stretch. And then keep holding onto your head. Come off of the back of the chair. Bring your hands around you, wrap them, and now round the back. So pull in that belly. And then come out and let your elbows bend. Let your feet come out a little wider and then bring your heels in. And we're going to bring everything in towards the center and then open up. So draw it in and open. And go one more, draw it in and then open. Now take this left hand, bring it across, make a fist, pull, and then over, pull, and go one more, over, and pull. Now bring this right hand over, pull, over, make it hard, so it's isometric, pull, 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 and one more, over, and pull. And then let the arms come down, shake them out. And if you can, bounce your shoulders if it doesn't hurt. So listen to your body. So a little bouncing. Walk your feet back in, and we'll take the hands, kind of warm them up first. And bring your fingertips right at the base of your ears. Slide down the sides of the neck, especially this ropey muscle right there often gets really tight. So just like you're pulling away from the ears, down, loosening things up. And we'll use that same movement right here at the center of the chest. Come out a couple times, just across the collarbones. Yes. And then just release. Release your fingers, wiggle them a little bit. And we're going to let the hands rest as you lift up your right foot. Bring that knee up, and then we're going to push out with the heel. Bring it up and push out. And go one more up and push out. Now bring that heel down, and we're going to let the chest drop. I don't want you to reach for the toes. I want you to just let your hand slide where it would normally slide as you lean forward. Come back up again, let your toes relax. And then do that again. You're drawing up, stretching the calf and the hamstrings, and back. And one more, draw forward. And then back. All right, bring that foot back in, lift this left foot, press out of the heel and back. So press out and back. Like you mean business, press out and back. Now come out and rest the heel. And same thing, your shoulders move forward and you go until it's the right forward fold for you. Your fingers come wherever they would naturally rest. Come back up and let the toes rest. Then draw them up and back. Don't forget to breathe as you do this. So inhale and then exhale. And then we'll bring that knee up. Let's give it a hug. Release down, bring the knee over to the side, give it a hug in. And then release a little bit. Now bring it over and hug it towards your other knee. And then we'll do the other side. So your hug and down, come out to the side, hug and down, and then just like towards your other knee and down. Just starting to get some movement in the hips, right? And then we'll take that foot back out again, point and flex a couple of times. Just point and flex. And then just let your leg go loose. Remember the hokey pokey? So do the hokey pokey. You've got your right leg in and you shake it all about. And then other side, put the left leg in and you shake it all about. And then do that back and forth. I skipped this part, we're going back. And then what the heck, more shake it all about. Do, 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 do. And then both feet set up. Walk wide again. We're going to bring the right shoulder back and start moving the spine. So lean into that right knee. So it's a forward fold. Come back up. Now bring the left shoulder back and then bow towards that left knee. Do that again. You're bringing the right shoulder back and notice where you feel it. You're leaning right. How's it feel on the left? Come back up, left shoulder back, lean, and then come back. And I want you to stay on this right side. Let your left hand go, and we bring the left shoulder back and extend. And then rotate and down. So it's up, rotate, open that left shoulder, and then bring that shoulder back and down. And go one more. Open. And then release. And then we'll just stay both arms open, stretch, bring everything back to the center, walk it in. Pause for a moment, breathe. All right, and then we'll come over to this other side, left toes out, right toes slightly out. So you're leaning in towards this left knee. Hand comes up to the right shoulder, open, and then rotate that right shoulder back. So open, breathe, exhale. And go one more, open up, breathe, exhale when you come back. Then we'll go one big open, and then bend the elbows, bend the elbows. Lift your heels, so walk your feet in a little bit, bring everything in, round, and then back open, and then drop the heels. So it's up, everything in, exhale, inhale, like hello today, and then down. So up, take a breath, exhale, inhale, bring the air back in, and then one more. Up, exhale, in, and yeah, bring the hands down, and then we'll just do a little wiggle with knees in and out. And you can bounce your feet back in, let your heels bounce. And now bring your hands here, bring the right leg out and the left arm, and I want you to stretch. And then go to the other side, just again. And one more stretch. Now bring everything back to the tops, bring your hands back to the tops of the legs. We're going to move towards our standing poses. So let your chest come forward, and we've done this a lot, this sort of act as if you're gonna stand. See if you can lift your tailbone a little bit, that's all, just a little bit. And then let it drop back. And keep the spine straight as it can. Then come forward again. Notice what muscles start to activate if you think about standing. And then come back. Shoulders are over the hips. Now shoulders toward the knees. We're coming to standing. Come up slowly as possible. I'm going to move my chair out of the way because I don't have very much room, and stand right in front of the wall. We're going to take a little step wide and just move. So we'll first let the arms come in front like we did when we were seated. So just feel the weight shift to the right, feel it shift to the left. Your body's just holding your weight. And then we'll start to move. So this arm goes out, that one goes behind. Switch, 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 and one more switch. And then just rest. Hands come in front and right to the center of the chest. Pause to take a breath. Feel your heels on the floor. Feel the balls of your feet on the floor. Feel your spine long, firm belly. Now start to really rest in your heels and bend your knees slightly. Got it? We'll do our moving meditation. So it goes up and then exhale down. 2 of these, up and let it go. Now you go up to the right with your hands, up, release to the center of the chest. Go back and over to the left, and then center of the chest. Come back, and then right at the middle. We'll end with 2 down the middle, up, and then down, and one more up, and then down. Yeah. All right, so release your hands to your legs. If you need to give yourself a break, straighten the legs and come back down. We're going to do what we did seated a little bit. Rotate that right shoulder back and lean towards that right knee. Now the difference is come back to the center, straighten your legs, and come into 5-pointed star. Bend the knees, sort of slide down that wall, let the hands rest. You bring the left shoulder back, lean towards that left knee, and then come back up, just 5-pointed star. And then slide down that imaginary wall. Bring your hands here, we're working on these quads. Right shoulder goes back, down, and then come back, 5-pointed star, reach. Slide down that wall, this is the last one, left shoulder back, lean towards that left. Come back up again, all the way up, hands in the air, and then above your head, lean over to the right. Lean over to the left. You have really firm belly when you do this, but you're breathing. Lean over to the right now. Let that right arm come down. Draw back up again. Lean left. Let that left arm come down. Pause, and then come back up. Now put the backs of the hands together, open. And as you start to come down with the arms, bend the knees, cross the arms in front, come up. If you can, raise your heels and come down. If you can't, no big deal. Inhale, up and down. And last one, all the way up. And then down. And come right back to the center. We're going to turn those left toes forward, left knee forward, right toes out, and come into your warrior two. So turn your head so that you're looking at your right hand and bend that right knee. Bend that right knee. Flip the palms, and with an inhale, come up. And with an exhale, lean your way to the right leg. Inhale, reach up. And then, come on, warrior, ha. Go one more, inhale, come up. And exhale, go, wah. Come all the way back up again. Bring your hands down. We're going to just move to the other direction. All right, so your toes are to the left, knees to the left, arms are out, knees bent. Look at your left hand, palms are up. With an inhale, come up. With an exhale, go ha. In and up. Exhale, go wah. And go one more, reach up. And exhale, go ha. Come all the way back up again. Bring your hands back to the center. Pause to breathe. And then start to move your feet closer together. So any way you want to do it, bring them closer together and arms go down. So in the middle of doing warrior two, which we just did, and moving to warrior three, we're going to do some chair poses, chair and standing poses. I'm going to angle myself a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I want you to lean a little bit forward. And as you do that, anytime the shoulders come in front of the hips, you're making your back vulnerable. So right away, you're going to firm that belly. And as you start to bow forward, I want you to bend your knees and come down to your liking, to your body's ability. Come all the way back up and raise the arms. If you can, lift one heel at a time or two. And then settle back down, feel your feet on the floor, bring your hands on the side body. And we're going to bow forward, start to bend your knees. Come now on the fronts of your legs, come all the way up, reach up. Lift both heels or one at a time. Come back down. And we'll go again, bowing forward. Sliding down the sides of the legs, now up the fronts, and then I want you to stop before you get to the top. So stop right here. Bring your hands out, and you're in a chair pose. Now straighten your legs. Come up, come back down. We'll do that again. Go forward, slide down the sides of your legs. Come up the fronts of your legs and pause. Pause before you get to the top. Let your hands come out and you're in chair pose. Put the palms like you're going to lift up the sky and lift. And then back down again. Last time, come forward, slide down the sides, bend your knees when you can, when you need to. Come up the front and stop before you get all the way up. Bring your hands right here like you're receiving something. Lift up, lift up, lift up. If you can, lift your heels and then back down again. All right. So now let's shake it out. You can bounce, you can wiggle, you can do whatever you need to do to just regroup ground, whatever you need to do to let your body just sort of move on to the next thing, to let go of the old and come into the new. All right, we're going to come behind the chair now for our warrior 1/3 moves. So what makes it a 1 and 3? I'll just show you. So warrior 1, and most of you may know this already. Sadie? Yes, thank you. Warrior 1, you step forward, and this is warrior 1, right? Now warrior 3, the arms go behind, and if you're a chair kneader, you could put your hands on the chair, you lean forward, and maybe lift that back foot, and then down. So we'll get to that. So let's use a chair. Bring your hands on the back of the chair and start here. Then take your big step back, okay? Take that big step back. So if you were now to sort of drop your chest down, you're moving into a triangle pose or a down dog, right? So if your hands were on the floor, it would look like that. And what I want you to do is take the pressure off your back by bending your knees and then just straighten. So if you're too far back and you're going, wait a minute, this is not working for me, walk up a little bit. So bend your knees, sit back, and then straighten. Yep. And go one more, bend the knees and straighten. Now bend the knees just slightly and take your left foot one more step forward towards that chair. And then take your right foot back. And I want your right foot to be far enough back where it's hard for you to drop your heel. So when you drop it, you feel a stretch in your hamstrings, right? Lift up the heel and then drop it down. Lift and then down. And go one more, lift and then down. All right, now we'll just step this foot up, same place or same line as the other foot. And then now bend the knee slightly and then step back the left foot. So let it be far enough back where when you push it down, you feel a stretch in your calf and your hamstring. So push down and lift. Push down and lift. And go one more. Push down and lift. Now take that foot in the back, step it up right here. So you have your feet are about 6 to 8 inches apart, and we're going to bounce a little here. So just like back and forth, up and down, whatever you need to do. And then I want you to stop and notice how the body feels after that bouncing. Breathe. All right. Return by putting your hands back on the chair if you want. Walk back, and here's where we're going. The left foot steps forward. So if you're behind the chair, your left foot's forward. You can either hold and lift up your left hand, or you can put both hands forward. And what we're going to do is bring those arms down, and I just want you to straighten your front leg. So you can hold if you need with one hand or not. Come back up, knees bent. Then straighten both legs. Come back up, take a breath. And go one more, straighten both legs. Beautiful, come back up again. Now bring your hands together or just bring that hand in, step forward, and both hands are here. Breathe. let it go. Now we have the right foot is forward. So I'm not going to use my chair, you use it as you need. So the right foot steps forward and you either keep your, let your right hand raise, keep your left hand on the chair or not. So we're coming straight legs and then bent front knee. So it's straight legs and bent front knee. Straight and bend. We're going to do one more. Do a straight legs and then bend front knee. Yes, both hands come together. Step both feet even. Pause here. Shoulders are open. Now stretch, reach, and then reach down. Bring your left arm out and switch. So just go back and back, back and back. Almost like you're walking, but your feet are moving. Back, back. So when you do these contralateral movements, it's another way to like make your brain think a little bit, sort of pushes you out of a worry mode into an action mode, like I'm doing something. All right, and then just let the arms rest, kind of shake it out. So we're gonna come back behind the chair again and really challenge our balance using the Warrior 3 situation. So let both feet come back and then step your left foot about halfway to the chair. You're gonna bend that knee and you have your right leg is back. And so maybe you're gonna raise up your left opposite arm, okay? Come forward, bow, and then start to lift your back heel. And you can let that hand come out or stay close in. Then reground, both feet are on the floor, come up. So this can be different for everybody. You can use both hands. Bend that front knee and just lift your back leg. Or you can let go with one hand. Whatever you do, you're firming in the belly when you do this. Come back down with that foot, come up, take a breath. Exhale, bend the knee, come forward, and then inhale, reach. Slowly come to the ground, come up, take a breath. And go one more, foot comes down, come up, take a breath. And then bow forward and out. And then just bring that foot that's hanging out right next to your other, about 6 to 8 inches apart. Take your hands, bring them into fists, and massage on either side of your low spine. So just massage. All right. Now let your hands shake or open and close. Do whatever you need to do. Let your fingers move. And I'm moving my chair, but you don't need to. We'll move on to this right side forward. So your feet are back. You're in this down dog position, and you're going to step your right foot forward, right? Your left foot's back slightly, and then you bow towards the chair. So you have your left leg is back, and you come out. And then back down, take a breath, bow towards the chair, Right hand goes out, left leg lifts. Back and inhale. Down. Go one more up. Down and reach. Back down. Now bring both hands up or hold with one hand, whatever works for you. And then you're going to end with both feet right on the same plane. So you're in this Tadasana pose. All right. And we'll lift up the heels, lift up your shoulders, and then drop both. Lift and drop both. Go one more up and then drop both. All right. So go ahead and stand in this mountain pose and just feel your feet on the floor. Feel the length of your legs. Feel the length of your spine. Breathe and let the arms come down. I want you to take your right hand, your fingers, and place them on that shoulder. And with encouragement, but not pushing, let this right shoulder release to the side. And wherever it lands, you want to be straight, like you have a wall in front, a wall behind, and you're leaning between the wall. Then just let that arm drop. We're going to take this hand and come and retrieve the right hand. So still engaging here in the core, let the hands come almost together and then come back to center. And then just regroup right back here. Fingertips go here. Again, you have a wall in front, wall in behind, and you're right between the walls. You're encouraging this left shoulder come down. Feel the stretch in this right side. Let that left arm kind of dangle and let the right hand go and pick it up. Come up and come center right here. And just bring your elbows forward. It makes it easier. We'll come over with both hands to the right. Come to the center. Come over with both hands to the left. Come back to center. And then just bring the hands out and stretch out and come all the way down. Yes. And then just release. Let your legs release too. And we'll use this chair for balance again, but this time come to the side of the chair. So right here, and your hand is either resting on the chair or not. Here's where we're going. Take your right foot one little step over to the side and then lift that heel. So if right away you say, I need to hold for this, do that, okay? If not, then raise that left hand. Okay, so right here you might be all right, but I want you to think about all those things, right? The things, firm in the belly, spine is long, shoulders are relaxed, arm is up, you're balancing mostly on this left leg. If you can, do both hands up, all right? Now, I want you to bring the arms back down, find solid ground, both feet. Walk this foot closer in, and now turn where the ankle is touching the inside of your other foot. Now lift up that heel, and with the decreased width, it makes it harder to balance. So at this point, you might put a hand up if you didn't have one up, or not. So you do you, right? Maybe bring the hands together. Again, decreased width means more balance challenge. So if you want to, you keep your hands out wide. And breathe. Now let's, if you need it, use the help of the chair. We're going to ask this left leg to do all the work. So maybe you're letting go of the chair, maybe your hands are super wide, maybe you do like I do and you teeter-totter. It's all right. This is all practice. You're learning what your body can do, right? There's no perfect in yoga. So you can hold and not hold. And whenever you're ready, you say, all right, that was my tree pose for today. Shake it out with this left leg that did the most standing, and we'll move to the other side. So again, while I'm doing these tree poses, you guys have been practicing a long time. You may say, hey, you know, I know what I like to do in tree, and you do what you like, okay? So we're standing first with some width, and you're on the ball of the foot, and the right leg's not doing all the work, right? And then you may get that support you need as you bring your foot closer and asking for a deeper challenge. And then maybe you need to start off, if you want to go further, by holding and then test the waters. Find a focal point, and maybe at that point, try to let go and listen to your body. Whenever you say, I learned what I needed to learn today, come on down, let your right leg release, did a lot of work. Let the left leg shake it out too. And then we're going to take your chair and turn it, or you don't have to turn it, walk around where you're standing in front of where you would sit, okay? And put your hands, you're standing in front of where you would sit. So put your hands on the chair, right in the middle, and walk back. Just walk back. So you're not too far. Now start to bend your knees and let your head, your chest, drop down. So this is child's pose. Let your chin rest down. Now we'll just let your legs lengthen and straighten. And then we'll come back into child. So you start to lower your tailbone down, let your elbows rest, let your chin rest, and then start to straighten your legs again, and you come back up. And we'll do one more, coming into this child's pose. Feel your spine, long, long, long. Tuck your tailbone under. And then straighten the legs, come back. Now just give a little bend in your knees and walk up toward the chair and come back up to standing. And once you're up there, let the shoulders release back. Think about holding a piece of paper between your shoulder blades. Yeah. And then release that piece of paper and bring the arms just around. And then just let go, let go. And we'll do breath of joy with a little distance between your feet. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, over to the left, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, then I breathe in peace. And then bring in some joy today. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. Yeah, and then walk it back in. We'll come back to seated pose. Yes. And come towards the front of your chair. We're not going to get all relaxed yet. I want you to bring your right foot. So in tree pose, we had the knee pointed out. And we're going to still have the knee pointed out, but I want you to bring the foot in front. So your left knee is mostly straight and your right knee's out. And this is the base. This is a base shape of pigeon pose, which is one of the best stretches for sciatica for the hips. So I want you to just test the waters here by flat foot, right foot in front. Let your shoulders drop towards your knees, okay? And stop when you need them, when you need to. And draw back up again. Now the next time, we'll do the same thing. Next time we do that, I want you to notice right here, if you feel anything as you start to lower in your lower back on that right side. And then draw back up again. Now, if you're not feeling much of a stretch, and you can raise your foot up a bit higher or even on top of the knee, somewhere in between or on top, then bring the chest, the shoulders forward. Notice the difference. And rock back up when you're ready. Ooh, do you hear those hawks? Goodness. Bow forward. And then back up, and we'll go one more. Come forward. And then back up. And now I want you to take that leg that's in front, stretch it out, and let the opposite arm come out. So it just looks like that. And then we'll draw back in and take your left over. So if you know right away, oh, I really need the stretch, and it feels good in my body to do it like this, do it. Otherwise, you could start with the ankles crossed. Come back up. So you're warming up these muscles that happen when you bow forward like this. And you know, if you've ever had sciatica, just doing this movement of coming forward can be very painful. And that's not the time you do this. If you're in major pain, you're not doing this. This is prevention. Rocking back and forth. Okay. And then you extend that leg out, and then the opposite arm, and then just bring everything back in. Feet are on the floor, lift your heels, and I want you to draw your knees together tight and then release. So really activate the adductors and release. And go one more, draw it in and then release. And then just really release by in and out, in and out. And then both feet on the floor. I want you to feel your feet on the floor. If you need to just kind of step and then let them rest. So you feel that grounding, right? You're on the floor, on the earth. Then let your shoulders come away from your ears and slightly, shoulder blades slightly toward one another. So you're not like sticking your chest out, but there's just this little dignity in your posture, right? The neck is as long as it can be, and the chin is slightly dropped down, slightly dropped down. And in this place, let your hands come to the center of the chest and breathe. When you breathe, feel those ribs kind of float out. And may the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surrounds you. And the pure, pure light that's within you guide your way on. Namaste. Namaste, friends. Thanks so much for being here this morning.